Kuma. I am live. I am late. I am not really late in Eureka standards, but let's say it was 12 minutes late. Now it's 33, so 13 minutes late, but I'm here. I'm still here, guys, you know. Like, come on. I know I try to put a schedule at times, but sometimes it's hard for me to just stay on time, you know. I'm the type of person, by the way. I am that type of person, Kuma, but everything is ready to have a great stream again today. Great stream. Let me tweet. I'm ready, Kuma. I'm feeling a bit sleepy, I guess. I don't know. Actually, I'm feeling fine. Quite fine. Today I didn't went out though, you know. Because you know how usually I like to go out for a walk, but today wasn't the day, Kuma. I just stayed at home, chilling. So just let me see. I got everything with me. And I want to talk about some stuff today. Actually, I plan to do a chit-chat stream tomorrow, you know, about a subject. And I think the specific subject I will be talking about tomorrow will be the Nintendo Switch 2, you know. Because you know how close we're getting to the release, and I think I said it in the past. I don't plan to get a Switch 2 at release because I'm broke, first, and secondly, I never buy consoles at release, you know. I never pre-order them or buy them at release. I let people play test them first, beta testing, and then I get the console eventually, when I'm not broke, or if I saved money for it. So let me see, I guess I can close this. So I guess I can share it there too. Nice too. It's pretty much a weird day for me today, you know. It's one of those weird days in the sense that I'm feeling good, but I'm feeling pensive about a lot of stuff, Kuma. So I got my water. And just here, and then I can close this tab too, because I try to not have a lot of tabs open on my browser because my browser would die if it happens. It would just die, you know. Really, because I said it in the past, but I'm streaming on a laptop, and the more tabs I have open on my browser, the worse it gets, you know. And keep in mind, I'm not even using an intensive browser, I guess, you know. Like back in the day, people were sometimes making the mistake of using Google Chrome, you know, because Google Chrome had all the hot shit, like, you know, you could get extensions, you could get a lot of stuff, and it was made by Google. So people thought, okay, that browser is really advanced. Let me use Google Chrome. But then we realized that the browser, despite the fact it was advanced, it took a lot of resources on a computer. So usually if you want to stream and you don't have a big rig, there is no reason for you to use Google Chrome. And Eureka is using a Firefox, you know. I'm a Firefox main since a really long time. At first I was using Explorer, Internet Explorer. Remember when it used to be called like that? Not Microsoft Edge, but Explorer. I used to use it a lot. And then when Explorer started to get outdated, I guess, because it really started to get outdated, people started to jump on Firefox or Google Chrome or even Opera. Was Opera a thing back in the day already? I still use Edge. Actually, that's pretty interesting because I know that Microsoft Edge is actually better than all the later Internet Explorer version Microsoft released between the original and the later ones, you know. By the way, hello Ladni. Hope you're doing fine. I'm doing great. I mean, You know it pretty well, you know. Today I am quite active and I am in a teasing mood, Kuma. I am in a teasing mood. But yes, Microsoft Edge, I actually use Edge from time to time because it's installed by default on Windows. And even if you try to remove it, even if you try to uninstall it, Microsoft will install it again on your computer with the Windows update. So you're kind of stuck with it. And I know that Microsoft Edge is actually quite good for PDF files, you know. It has a great PDF reader for some reason. But yes, I'm pretty sure it's a good browser, you know. It's just like I don't use it a lot these days. I'm mostly using a Firefox. Naruhodo ne. What I wanted to say then... I feel like there's something I wanted to say, but I forgot. I forgot. My memory, Kuma. I think... Alright, I think what I will do today before starting Super Metroid again, it's something that I have done with the first game, but I forgot to do it with this one. I actually want to look up the manual, the game manual. The game manual, Kuma. If I can find it, but it's pretty easy to find. You know what's great with Nintendo? What I really like about Nintendo, because you know nowadays people criticize a lot Nintendo for a good reason, but what I like about Nintendo is for some reason they're really good at archiving their game manual. You can pick any game, whether it is an NES game, SNES game, N64, you know, all those retro Nintendo games, and just type name of the game manual. And the first link almost always will be a Nintendo link, a Nintendo of Japan link. And if you click on it, you get the complete manual, which is great. I love it. I love it, Kuma. Where's my controller? Here. Let me connect it. Also, I apologize in advance if I feel a bit sleepy, because Eureka is a bit sleepy today. Sleepy. Let me connect it. You still use Edge, Adni. You're still on the edge, we could say. Alright, by the way, since you're here, I mean I could do it later. I will do it later. Let me go like this. Let's check it out. I just have to capture. I think I will do it this way. Where's my Firefox scene? Right here. Perfect. Let's zoom it so I can make it a bit bigger. And that's the manual, the game manual of a Super Metroid. Because as I said, that's my advice, by the way, you know. That's my advice for people who want to start playing retro games, that want to get into retro gaming. Back in the day, you used to learn a lot in game manuals, because in old games, they didn't put you any tutorial, or the tutorials were really basic. So usually, if you wanted to learn, for example, special strategies or special tips, you could find them in the manual. So usually if you want to play an older game, so an NES, SNES game, Mega Drive, a Sega Master System, all of those old school retro consoles, if you pick a specific game, my advice would be you should check the manual, because it's pretty good to just learn about stuff you can find. Oh heck yeah, bear ears, yes, this time I feel I'm in a Kuma mood. I am, look at this, Kuma ears. They're not really common, by the way, you know. It's one of my traits from when I used to be a Kuma streamer, you know, because Eureka version 1 was a Kuma. a bear. I mean, I wasn't a bear in the sense an animal, but I was a kuma girl, you know, kuma mimi, pretty much. And here they're still here, you know, but they're retractable, so it means that I can summon them whenever I want, you know, pretty much. Today I'm in a kuma mood, so it's cool. The day is saved. Let's go. So what I really like already about Super Metroid, I think we can agree with that, by the way, but the cover is really sick. I think the cover is really cool, you know, because it's pretty much Samus shooting at Ridley, and that's the beginning of the game. When you start Super Metroid, you go back in one of the places you explore in the first game, and Ridley actually comes to steal a Metroid, you know. And at first Samus pursue him, and then the first boss fight pretty much is Samus versus Ridley. But I think it's not possible to beat him in the first fight. I think it's not possible because you can shoot at him and try to survive, but then he leaves with the Metroid. So I think it's a pretty cool cover. Let me see if I can find the Japanese one for comparison, because I think the Japanese one had a different art. Let's see if we can find it. Usually I use this website, which is pretty good for covers. So Japan, here. Exactly. This is the cover of Super Metroid, and look at this, it's actually a pretty cool one too. Here. It's a pretty cool one too. It's a bit different to this one, because here they redrew a Ridley, you know. While here it's a bit weird now that I think about it that they colored him red. Because I think Ridley isn't red, right? He's blue, not red. But that's the one. And what I like about the Japanese Super Famicom games, you know, SNES games, which are called Super Famicom in Japan, it's the rectangular shape, you know. But actually, I like both. I like SNES covers, boxes, and I like the Japanese one. I like both, pretty much, you know. Both are fine to me. They're cool. Alright, let's continue. And what I love too, I think I mentioned it before, by the way, guys. I mentioned it before, but what is really cool about game manuals from back in the day, and that's why I always recommend people to check them out, is the art, you know. You can have a special official art, you know, that you can find in those manuals that obviously you won't see in the game, and that's a pretty cool thing. The Super Metroid one have a lot of contrast, probably for emphasis. You're right. That's actually a good observation, Ladni-chan. A good one. I think, honestly, that's pretty funny, because that's a game, quote unquote, that I used to have or used to play with a friend of mine. In the sense, what we did is we compared covers from games, you know, like for example, American covers with the European covers and then the Japanese covers. And then we would just say what's our favorite, you know. And actually, I really like this one, you know, this one is cool, but I think this one is more memorable, you know, because of the emphasis, you know, pretty much. I think this one is actually more memorable than that one, even though both are really cool, you know. And that's something that I like to do with games too. Usually when I play a new retro game, I check the box art, you know. I check the Japanese one, and if it's released outside of Japan, I check the American one, and sometimes I even check the European ones, because they were instances where you had 3 different covers, you know. The Japanese one, the NTSC one, or American one, and the PAL one, Europe. Pretty cool, Kuma. Alright. Oh, by the way, just let me check on my phone, because I like to check just in case. Let me check. All right. Oh, there is a bit more delay this time. I guess YouTube is a bit variable in terms of delay. I don't know if there is more delay on the Twitch mobile app or the YouTube app. That's something I should try to compare sometimes. Anyway, I really like Samus' suit. I think I said it in the past, you know. That's a pretty cool looking one, you know, and really iconic, you know. I think that the best games usually they become the best games because obviously they have a good gameplay, but they also have memorable visuals, you know. Cool designs, memorable visuals. There's the music, obviously, too. Like, for example, this game has great music. The Castlevania games are renowned for their music. Mega Man games, same for them. The Mario games, I mean, everyone knows about most of the Mario themes, Mario music. So usually, great games, it's not only about the gameplay. Because when you start digging retro games, you know, when you start digging more of them, you will realize that there are actually a ton of games that are really fun and have a really solid gameplay loop. But usually why those games didn't get as popular as, for example, the Nintendo games or the Sega games or any other iconic games, it's because they were lacking in some department, you know, whether it is lacking in their designs or music or some element like that, you know. The it factor, as someone would describe it. So let's rate. The Metroid Menace. Broken peace. The galaxy once enjoyed a period of peace and prosperity. Trade lines were open, the citizens were happy, and the Galactic Federation... As you remember, the Galactic Federation was already mentioned in the first game. It's pretty much the space police. I could describe it as the space police, pretty much. Kept a watchful eye over the planets. Not long ago, that peace was broken by a startling discovery. The dawn of the Metroids. On a routine survey mission on the planet SR-388, the crew of a Galactic Federation vessel discovered a new airborne life form and gave it the name Metroids. These creatures, which could engulf other living beings and take away their energy, which could, prove to be strong and prolific. After just a few seconds of beta ray bombardment, a single Metroid became 2 Metroids, and then 4. So that's the gimmick with Metroids, they're splitting, you know. They're always splitting. That's pretty much why, at some point, you get with a ton of Metroids, you know. Several Metroid specimens were gathered so that the survey vessel crew could take them to the Galactic Federation headquarters for further examination. As the crew sped towards the headquarters, they were ambushed by space pirates from the planet Zebes. The pirates stole the Metroids and took them to their home planet, where the planet-leading Mother Brain created a Metroid Force. I think this is actually a summary of the first game here, like how it started pretty much, how the story of Metroid started, you know. Like, because I remember this from the first game manual. And here you get what I assume is Planet Zebes, pretty much. Enter Samus. Here it's a screenshot of the first game, you know. I think they remade it actually, because I remember in Super Metroid, when you start the game, you have a cutscene, and they show you scenes from Metroid 1, so Metroid NES, and Metroid 2, so Metroid Game Boy. But I think they remade it here in the SNES style, you know, like the fight against Mother Brain. Enter Samus. Bounty hunter Samus Aran was commissioned by the Galactic Federation to eliminate the space pirates and do away with the dangerous Metroids. Samus landed on Zebes alone and carried out her mission with speed and precision. After the skirmish on Zebes, a special corps was assigned by the Galactic Federation to destroy the Metroids on SR-388. That corps was never heard from again. The Supreme Council gave Samus the job to fly to SR-388 and do what the Special Corps could not do, make the Metroids extinct. So here, it's pretty much the plot of the first game, and then I think they're summarized the plot of the second game. So return to SR-388. The Metroids on SR-388 were more advanced than the creatures on Zebes. These monsters could shed their skin and grow even stronger. Samus worked deep below the surface and blasted all of the Metroids in her path. Her final victory was against the enormous Metroid Queen. So they had a queen, Kuma, you know? They had a queen. When the queen was defeated, Samus discovered a Metroid egg, which hatched before her eyes. Even this hardened bounty hunter could not destroy the Metroid larva, so she pretty much had pity, you know, for the baby Metroids. When the larva sensed Samus' presence, it clung to her as though it had found its mother. Samus packed up the Metroid larva and took it with her to the Space Science Academy on the Galactic Federation space colony, where scientists could study the creature and understand its special organic structure. So here it's also one of the screenshots that they showed at the beginning of a Super Metroid. A new discovery. The Science Academy scientists found out that the energy-producing properties of the Metroid could benefit humankind. Their report suggested that the Metroids may have originally been created for peaceful purposes. That's interesting. That's actually interesting, you know, that the plot actually goes that way, that you start to wonder if the Metroids are actually bad guys or if they were just tools used by bad people, you know, pretty much. Just when it seemed peace and order had been restored, Samus received an emergency directive from the Galactic Federation. Emergency! Emergency! Return immediately to the Space Science Academy. It's funny that it's called Space Science Academy, you know? To me, it's kind of like something that you could hear in the Science Adventure series. So in works like Steins Gate and the like, you know, Space Science Academy. That sounds like a pretty tuney way to call it. When Samus made her way to the research facility, she found the building in ruins, and the Metroid larva was nowhere to be found. Out from the darkness came a group of Zebesian, so I assume the people from Zebes space, pirates and their leader Ridley, who had the Metroid larva in tow. The pirates fled to a rebuilt planet Zebes, and Samus followed them, resolving to finish them off and save the hatchling. So we're back. We're actually back to a planet Zebes, you know. Because if you noticed it, in Super Metroid, we actually start to revisit places from the original game. Also, let me drink a little bit. Thirsty, Kuma. By the way, an interesting fact, and that's something that you may have noticed if you play retro games, and you play retro games from this era, you know, if you played NES games and then play SNES games, a lot of those games were actually soft remakes, you know. They weren't really remakes per se, because it's a new story, it's a sequel with a new story, new power-ups, the gameplay is more polished, more deep. But what they liked to do back in the day is reusing what they did on the NES and make it better. So for example, in the case of Super Metroid, you revisit Planet Zebes that got rebuilt, and in a way, it's a way for you to experience Metroid again with better graphics, a better soundtrack, a better gameplay, you know. It's just like a new experience, and a lot of games were doing that actually, you know, like this idea of revisiting an old game, and I think it's pretty cool. But what's interesting, they used to do it a lot in the PlayStation days too, you know, the early 3D games, you know. You remember how on the PlayStation 1, 3D games were really clunky. They were so advanced at the time because it was the first time people could really experience 3D games on a console like the PlayStation 1, but they were really clunky because it's one of the early 3D console. So then on the PlayStation 2, you had new games that were sequels of the first games in the series released in the PlayStation 1, and they were kind of like soft remakes. For example, Metal Gear Solid 2. In Metal Gear Solid 2, it kind of followed the plots in a way of the one, Metal Gear Solid 1. And then you have Silent Hill, you know, Silent Hill 1 and Silent Hill 2. Silent Hill 1 you played on the PlayStation 1, and then Silent Hill 2, it's pretty much the same setting, you know. You're in Silent Hill, you're exploring Silent Hill, but this time on the PlayStation 2. So better graphics, the controls are more advanced, it's really interesting they do it that way. So these are pretty much the controls that I know already, that you can shoot with X, cancel with Y. That's something I wasn't doing, by the way, you know. When you get into the item list, you can actually cancel with Y. Jumping with A, dashing with B, start for the map screen, select for the weapons and the control pads. I used to think SNES controller are really good, but my favorite one, I prefer the European layout. So this one. If I can show it to you, this one here. I think this one this one doesn't seem like the original one. This one, I think this one is the original one. Let me open it like this so you can see it. Here, this one. I always preferred the colored buttons for the SNES controller and the colored pattern. I know some people prefer this, you know, especially if you were in America. America had this, you know. I mean, this one is the one Nintendo re-released, you know, for the Switch, but it was the same type of controller. And the thing with the American, you know, NTSC SNES controller, it had concave buttons, you know. The X and Y buttons were concaves, as you can see it here, and the A and B button were full, you know, filled. And that was quite different for the other one, you know. For the European ones, all the buttons were like this, you know. No concave buttons. So I know some people prefer this one, but to me, this one is more iconic. Kuma Kuma. Let's continue. So getting started, the title screen. This is pretty much the data screens. I know about it. I haven't checked the special setting mode. There is a special setting mode. I think I will check it when I start the game again. And what's interesting in the American version of Super Metroid, you know, because I'm playing the NTSC version pretty much. I rarely play the European version of retro games, because back in the day we got fucked. We got fucked back in the day because European versions of games had a lower frame rate, you know, because back in the day you had the split between 60 Hz and 50 Hz televisions, you know. American televisions and Japanese televisions were 60 Hz, you know, while European televisions were 50 Hz. And that's pretty much the main difference between NTSC, which is 60 Hz, and PAL, which is 50 Hz. And because our games were 50 Hz, they ran slower, you know. For example, you can boot up Mario, for example, Super Mario Brothers. You can play the American version or Japanese version and then switch to the European version, and you will notice it immediately. You will feel that Mario runs slower in the European version, and it's because it's 50 Hz, pretty much. So 50 FPS, you know, if I had to put it in other terms. Controller setting mode. So here you set your buttons, pretty much. It's if you want to set your buttons. Oh, special setting modes. Let me see. So special setting modes. Icon cancel. Setting this to auto will deselect a special weapon when you go through a door. Naruhodo ne. So I assume it's pretty much like, for example, if you're using the missile to break a door and then go through the door, it will automatically deselect it, you know. You wouldn't have to press select again. Moonwalk. Shooting while walking backwards. When this is set on, you can fire beams while walking backwards by pressing the control pad opposite to the direction which Samus is facing. That's interesting. I never tried that. I think I heard it's actually used for speedruns, you know, because there's some kind of glitch that you can trigger with the moonwalk. That's what I heard. Maybe I should try it, but I don't know if you really need to moonwalk in Super Metroid, you know. The game screen. Energy display, auto supply. What's auto supply? This shows how energy from the reserve tanks is supplied. Auto supply? I think I haven't unlocked that yet. Then you get the map display, energy tank display. The amount of energy contained in a single tank is 99 units, you know, it's pretty much the same case in the original game. Then you got Samus, you got the icon item display with the missiles, super missiles, power bombs, grappling beam, an X-ray scope. So it means, I think it means that I unlocked everything here, you know. Remember how in the last stream I actually got the X-ray scope? I think I unlocked everything here. Then you get the map screen. The pink areas on the map indicate where Samus has been. You can scroll the screen by pressing the control pad direction. That's, to me, the big difference between the original game and Super Metroid. On the NES game, there is no map. There is literally no map. You're in a maze, you're lost, and you don't have a map. So no map, which means no indications, which means you have two ways to do it pretty much in Metroid NES. Either you try, and this is pretty much what I did in the first streams where I streamed Metroid NES. You try to remember, you know, with your brain, your big brain, you're trying to remember the rooms and the layout, or the other way to do it, and I guess that's the more common way, the old-fashioned way to do it, would be to do the map yourself. You're doing the map, because there are so many rooms, even in the original Metroid, there are so many rooms that trying to remember them is really hard. It's a hard exercise to do, you know. And that's something Eureka still has to do, by the way. I haven't done the map yet. I think the next time I'm going to stream Metroid NES, because I still plan to beat it. I want to beat the original Metroid on stream, you know. It will be hard, but I want to do it. but I need to start drawing a map on paper. I will have to do it, for sure. The following items are displayed on the map screen. Samus' current position. That's a weird looking screen. Can you lower the volume of music a tiny bit? Okay, I can do it now. Thank you for telling me, by the way, Ladney. Thank you. Let me lower it a bit like this. That's a thing actually with YouTube playlists, some YouTube playlists I noticed, and that's why I think I will start to make my playlist locally, because with playlist the audio isn't equalized, you know. I've noticed it in the past. Even in the same playlist, you have some songs that are really loud, and then the next song is really low, and it's actually hard to manage it on the fly. So I think that eventually I will make my playlist, offline, locally pretty much, easier to control. So I was here. The position of the area leaders. So that is the boss symbol. Position of missile charge units. Position of data save units. So S for save, M for map computer, or map station. Now they call it map stations in later Metroid games. And then the S. Oh, I didn't know about that one. The last save position. The game will start from this position when you restart a saved game. So actually, I didn't know about that, but actually they put a special S in the specific place you saved. That's pretty cool, actually. That is pretty cool, because it's true that in the game you have a lot of saving rooms, and you could forget about the place you last saved. So having a special indication for that is actually quite cool. なるほどね。 Map computer. When Samus touches the map computer found in each area, you will be able to access the map data for that area. The areas that Samus has not been to are displayed in blue. So pink when you explore them, and blue when you didn't. Pretty simple color patterns. Does it work with Daltonians? That's what I wonder, because I know that back then, in the very early games, they didn't always pay attention with the color system when you're a Daltonian, you know. Because obviously some gamers are Daltonians, which means that they can't distinguish some of the colors, you know, pretty much. But I think red and blue should be okay, right? I think it should be. Samus screen. This display allows you to view the items that Samus is carrying. I think, I haven't said that, but that map screen, that menu screen looks so fucking cool. I think it looks great. I think it looks really great. That's the thing with Super Metroid, that game has a big cool factor, you know. That game has a cool factor. To me, Super Metroid is the type of game you will immediately think it's cool. It's a cool looking game. Everything looks cool about it. Samus looks cool, the game looks cool, the enemies looks cool, the bosses looks cool, and the menu. The menu looks so fucking cool. I hate, by the way, tiny rant of mine. Tiny Eureka rant. I hate how in a lot of modern games, especially AAA games, they went the direction of making UI that are so streamlined, so simplistic, you know. Now they're making UI, you know, the game menu and stuff, it's so minimalist and simplistic that it doesn't have any charm, you know. It doesn't have any charm about it. And I don't like it. I don't like that. Usually when I play video games, I used to love when the menu felt video gamey, you know, for example. You look at this menu, you know, like anyone know that you're playing a video game, but it looks cool. It looks really, really cool, Kuma. So let me go back here. It looks really cool. Supply. You can supply Samus with energy if you find a reserve tank. What is supply? What is supply do? Or is that the name of the items that you get for your energy? Auto. Samus energy is automatically refilled to 99 units. Oh, it explains. Okay, manual. Samus energy is refilled by 99 units if you move the cursor to reserve tank and press the A button. So I guess those tanks are items that you can get. I guess they're items that you can get and save. I haven't found them yet. Beam. This shows which beams Samus is using. You can combine some beams for a powerful effect, but the Spazzer and Plasma beams cannot be used simultaneously. I think that I unlocked the Plasma last time, yeah? Right? I know that I have the Spazzer, but I think I got the Plasma too. So I should remember that. Actually, I will write it on my notepad because that's interesting. But you can't combine Spazzer and Plasma. I guess when you do it, it overlaps, you know. Probably the Plasma goes above the Spazzer, so you can't really combine them. Nice you. Alright. I think, by the way, that is something I will do for the next game, Metroid game I'm gonna play. I won't forget to check the manual, you know, on stream. It's fun. Suits. This shows which suit Samus is wearing. Miscellaneous. Use this to check Samus' special powers. So is it in here? Oh, here, right. So supply is here. That's what I was wondering. So supply, beam, suit, miscellaneous, boots. Boots. This shows the boots Samus is wearing. She doesn't have the Eureka boots though. She doesn't have this. My special boots. It gives me a buff, a Kuma buff, you know, those one. She doesn't have the special Eureka boots, so I guess she's still lacking something from her build, Kuma, but still, I like boots. Boots are nice, especially cool looking boots, you know. Naruhodo ne. Saving data. So you get the saving places, you know, which is pretty much a staple in Metroidvania games, you know. Super Metroid did it, Castlevania Symphony of the Night did it, and then all the games that took inspiration from Metroid, Super Metroid, and Castlevania Symphony of the Night, they all started to use this gimmick, you know, specific saving rooms. Usually in a saving room you're safe, you know, no enemies, no like nothing dangerous, you can save. Restart screen. When you restart a game, the Planet Zebes map screen and the map screen of the area that you last played will be shown after you pass the option screen. So to remember you where you are, you can copy your data. I didn't even know there was a data copy mod. Then press the A button. If you want to copy it, you can clear it, the classic. And this is what I like. The map. Some kind of map on a game manual. You can see it here. I will put myself here so you can see the map well. But this is the map of Planet Zebes, pretty much. Raid on Zebes. Samus Aran's mission is to infiltrate the headquarters of the Zebesian space pirates and recapture the Metroid hatchling. Zebes is made up of 6 huge areas. Here's a brief survey of the planets. So here, you get the map, pretty much. And the 6th zone, you get Starship, Crateria, Brainstar, Maridia, Torian, and Norfair. But there is also the wrecked ship. So it makes it 7, right? I don't know why they say 6, but they say 6 huge areas. So maybe the wrecked ship, I think the wrecked ship is actually really small. It's just like a small place where I got my new power. So maybe that's why. So where's my water? I'm thirsty again. A lot of yapping. Even though I feel like I'm getting better at yapping for a long time on stream. Remember how I struggled a bit with talking? Now I'm feeling a bit better with it. Even though I should keep doing my voice training. The voice training, Kuma. Nice too. So yes, all the zones, Starship, Crateria, Brainstar and Norfair are the classic zones from the first game. So I'm pretty sure they added zone compared to the original. Pretty much. And I like how the map looks, you know. It's a more simple version of the map in-game, obviously. And they did it in a similar way in the first Metroid games, because they show you a general idea of the map, but they don't want to spoil it to you, you know. They don't just straight up give you the complete map, you know. Because the game is a maze, and the goal of the game is to explore it and discover it yourself. Item acquisition, Chozo statues. So those birds looking guys are called Chozo, you know. I know I learned about it in Metroid Dread, because I've been playing Metroid Dread on the Nintendo Switch, and they're talking about the Chozo too, the Chozo statues. So those birds are called Chozo. The ancient bird people of Zebes are immortalized in the form of several statues scattered throughout the planet. By firing on the balls, the big balls, Kuma, that are held by many of these Chozo statues, you'll reveal special items. And here you get the icon items. You have the missile tanks, the classic, that you can refill. There are some places where you can refill your missiles and your energy, and that's also, by the way, that's also a great difference with the original Metroid game. In the original Metroid game, if you wanted to refill your missiles or your energy or anything else, you had to keep shooting enemies, respawning enemies. It was really annoying because you had to do it many times just to get your energy back. And every time you were getting hits, your only way to get energy and ammo back was by shooting enemies all the time. Here you have dedicated places where you can refill it. Super missile tanks, power bombs, I got them too. Fire button in a rolled up state. I got the grappling beam, I got the X-ray scope. So I think I pretty much got all of the items here, the icon items. Method of use, dash button when held down. Samus cannot move while using this item. This item allows you to see hidden passages. It's really useful. I love it. Then you get the energy items, you get the energy tanks to increase your life by 99 units. You have the energy tanks refillers, as I like to call them. And this is something I haven't gotten yet. I believe at least the reserve tanks. Bring the cursor to reserve tank on the Samus screen, then press the A button to start supplying energy. Reserve tanks act as Samus' emergency energy source. Reserve tanks are empty when you collect them. Nani? So they're empty. So it means you have to fill them, right? When you destroy enemies' creatures, they often leave behind missiles or energy balls. Collect these items to add to your missile and energy supplies. I see. So I guess you feel them by killing enemies. So it probably means that those tanks, you can use them as many times as you want. At first I thought it was going to be a one-time use, you know. Only one time, no more than that. Beam items. At the beginning of the game, Samus is equipped with a normal beam. You can increase Samus' power by collecting new beams. Some beams can be combined with other beams for even more power and diversity. I wonder what are all the combination, you know. I want to experience the combination in games. That could be really fun. Combining. I love combining stuff, you know. It's pretty much what a scientist do in normal times, you know. You have a specific thing and then something else, and you want to combine it to see what you will get, what the output is gonna be, or what reaction you're going to trigger. And I love when in games you can experiment like that, you know. You can make combos. That's kind of what I miss in Metroid Dread, by the way, because in Metroid Dread you get a lot of power-ups, but the power-ups are upgrades that are definitive. So what I mean by that, you know how in Super Metroid, like let's look at the menu again, here. Here, especially if you look at displays, and here too, you can enable and disable stuff in this game. You can decide, for example, to remove the various suits. You can choose to remove your screw attack, you know. But more interestingly, you can choose any type of combination for the beams. And it makes the gameplay deeper in a way. Because depending on the situation, you will want to use, for example, the ice beam, and for other situations you want to use the plasma beam, and for other situations you can use the spazzer, and I'm pretty sure, depending on the bosses, there could be an optimal combo to kill them. I love that. In Metroid Dread, for some reason, I don't know if it changes at some point, because I haven't beaten the game yet, even though I'm getting closer to the end. But in Metroid Dread, it's definitive. For example, if you get the ice beam, you have an ice beam. That's it. You can't choose to remove the ice property, you know, you have the ice beam. Then if you get the plasma beam, you have the plasma. That's it. You can't make combination like in this game. I was here. So the charge item allows you to charge your beam and send out a super powerful blast. So this one I don't have it yet. I have the ice. The ice freezes enemies for a short time, and you can use frozen enemies as platforms. This is pretty much what I did in previous streams, and it's a really useful item for platforming too. Wave. The wave beam sends out a charge in a wavy pattern and pierces some obstacles. That is something I should remember. It's not only that it goes in a wave, in a zigzag, I think, it's also that it pierces. It has a piercing effect. There's actually something I want to write on my notepad, by the way, because that could be useful to remember. Wave beam has a piercing effect. I think that's actually more interesting than the wave property. Spazzer. The spazzer beam is a 3-beam attack allowing you to hit objects in a wider range. Really useful. And then you get the plasma. The most powerful of all the beams can destroy several targets at once. So that is the big boy, pretty much. That is the big boy beam. And remember, we learned it before, but you can't combine spazzer and plasma. And I guess I could see why. Because if you could combine both, that would be way too up. That would be way too overpowered, because it means you would have a bigger range of attack on the plasma effect, which is really strong. That would be game killer, I think. Naruhodo. Suit items. You have two suits, the Varia suit, iconic one, and the gravity suit. Both of them are classics. Those are the classic suits from Samus. This suit cuts the damage from enemy attacks in half and allows you to explore in high temperature zone. I didn't know about the cutting damage effect. That's new. I mean, not new, but I didn't know about it in the game. I knew that it was against high temperature, but I forgot that it's actually a shield too. And then, the gravity suit reduces the damage from enemy attacks to 1/4, so it's even a bigger shield in a way, and allows you to move freely in water-filled areas. So Varia is for the lava, I mean not the lava, for the heat zones when it's really hot, and gravity is for the water, pretty much. And then you get the boot items. By the way, I'm sorry if here I'm struggling a bit to say words, because I'm drinking sparkling water, and you know when you drink sparkling water, sometimes you want to burp. You want to burp, Kuma, so it gets harder to talk. High jump boots, so to jump higher. Space jump. With the space jump boots, Samus can jump continuously in the air and fly through open areas. To operate this item, press the jump button just after Samus peaks in a somersault jump. Interesting. Does it mean I can jump at the infinite? As many times as I want? That's what I'm curious about. Speed booster. Allows Samus to run at a super high speed and make her invincible as she runs through enemies. This one is a pretty cool item, you know. That's when you run and then you can make a big ass jump, like what I tried to do last stream. And those blocks can be destroyed by the speed booster, which is why it's the same icon. And then you get the special items, the morphing ball to get into a roll, the bomb that you can use when you're into the morphing ball, spring ball allows Samus to jump while she's rolled up into a ball. So that's what you don't have in the original game. In Metroid NES, I don't think you can jump in a ball. Screw attack, we only defend. Hello Brace, hello. Hope you're doing fine, but yes, the screw attack is really buffed in Metroid games. This one, by the way, screw attack is already in the original, you know, in the original game, pretty much. The attack that lets you screw people, pretty much. This powerful item turns Samus' suit into a weapon. When the screw attack is activated, Samus can somersault into enemies and blast them through the air. The screw attack does not work in water unless Samus is wearing the gravity suit. So that's the thing with Metroid games. When you're in the water, it's kind of like Samus kryptonite, you know. I mean, not exactly kryptonite because she's not losing life points because of that, but she's getting nerfed in her movement, in her abilities. Usually when you're in the water in Metroid, you can't do a lot of stuff, but when you unlock the gravity suit, that's when you get to a next level, because with the gravity suit you can do stuff in the water that you couldn't do previously. I was doing shit at work. Damn. I thought at first you were going to say I was taking a shit at work. Come on, Eureka. Come on, Eureka, don't say that. And then I realized I could just leave. I was taking a shit at work and then I realized I could just leave. Imagine this situation, like really, you could just have left, Brace. You could have just left, but you decided to just take a shit. What? Nani? So I did overtime, so I really could have left. So here I am, back home, doing better. Oh, I did take a shit at work. 15-20 minutes sitting on the bathroom looking at online memes. Is that the strat? I think it's the strat, Brace. I heard that because I think I talked about it in the past, but Eureka is a hickey knit, you know. I did work a job in the past for some time, so it's not like I have zero experience with jobs, you know. Like I'm not a virgin with job, if it's a way to put it. I'm not a virgin with jobs. I said with jobs, you know. Not a virgin with jobs. I did had a job for a short period of time in the past, so I kind of have a tiny bit of experience with it, but I heard this from people who have a job for a long time. They say that one of the strats to make the job shift goes fast is just when you want to take a shit, you just do it. And you stay in the toilet for a long time. And people can't say you anything because you're taking a shit. So why would they criticize you, you know? That's natural, you know, like you're a human being. Sometimes you have your needs. So that's a way to save time. I'll be honest, I don't even do it on purpose. Oh, you're reasonable, I guess, Brice. You're a reasonable person. But I kid you not, I heard some people say it in the past, you know, that they do it as a strategy, you know, to save time or to make their shift go faster or to take a bigger break, if that makes sense, or a new break. My ADHD is like, sure, you gotta use the bathroom, but you also gotta keep up with work and read that message and blah 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 and deal with it. I sit on the toilet with my phone, but then my ADHD says, wait, you could look at Microsoft Teams and read the work stuff, or you could go to Instagram. Are people still using Instagram nowadays? I mean, I know they do. I was kidding. It's just that for some reason, Eureka never really used Instagram a lot. The only time I had an Instagram was when I used to have a Facebook, you know. So it was a long time ago, you know. I think I was still in high school. And I had an Instagram, but I wasn't using it. I just wasn't, you know. I was starting to get fed up with Facebook, and I deleted my account, by the way, you know. I have no Facebook account nowadays. But same for Instagram. I was never using Instagram because I didn't really share pictures of myself, you know. So I didn't really have a use for Instagram. Water. But what I hate about those apps, and it's the case too nowadays with Twitter, but whether it is Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, if you want to see the post, you need an account. Otherwise, it's really annoying to see an Instagram post or even a TikTok post sometimes, you know. It can be annoying. Taking long breaks on the bathroom, it's the least toxic space there. I mean, it makes total sense. Jobs suck. I mean, I said it in the past, you know. And I'm sure you're gonna to agree with me, you know. Jobs suck. I mean, who likes their job? I mean, maybe if it's your dream job, I guess. Or if it's something you're doing for yourself. But that may sound funny to say, but if it's something I do for myself, I don't see it as a job. even if it brings me money, even if it helps me surviving, because you need money to survive, if it's something for me, I don't see it as a job, you know. I don't see it as a job, which is why usually I say nobody likes their job. If you own it, it's not job. Exactly. Like, for example, I don't know, but let's say I'm working on a specific project and it's my dream project. I want to do that because it's my objective. It is my goal. I want to do that. And I want to make money with that, obviously, but that's also something that I want to do. I want to do it. I wouldn't see it as a job. Personally, at least. I know some people will say that there is still a nuance to it because since you start earning money, there is the monetary aspect to it, and so some people will still say to you that it's a job, but I don't see it as a job. You need money for the plan. Exactly. I need money. A ton of money, actually, you know. You know what I want to do? One of my dreams is buying a big mansion. I want to buy a big-ass mansion. That's what I want. A big-ass, old-school, Resident Evil type mansion. That's what I want to buy, a mansion. And then I could invite anyone to my mansion. I would invite you guys, you know. If I ever own a mansion, you're all welcome. You're all welcomed. You can even stay for some days if you want. But if I own a mansion, it's for that, because I want to own a mansion and just be able to welcome anyone, you know, and have fun, pretty much. So let me see here. I don't Facebook, but my online friends peer pressured me into Instagram. Now everyone has my identity and DNA code because Meta sold it to the Chinese government. Damn, they will start to make brisk clones. They will start to make brisk clones for war, you know, the brisk clones. They will start to make Eggman, a bunch of Eggman, because Brisk is pretty much the human version of Dr. Robotnik or Eggman. They will do it for war. It's not about the money, it's about how when you work on something for yourself, you set your own goals, and when you work for someone, they tell you to do it now, and do it shit, and you're like, okay, but I don't want to do a good job. And they're like, no, we don't want a good job, we want crappy shit. It's true, that's what's a bit annoying or depressing with jobs. And I know it because even I saw my parents dealing with that. For example, my mother, you know, my mother is the type, my mom is the type to do the things well, you know. When she works on something, when she works on a job, she does it well. But then she quickly realized that it didn't mean any shit for the society she was working for, you know, because they don't care about your work. In the sense, you can do a great work, or you can do half-assed work, and it doesn't change anything, you know, because they don't value you. They don't value you for what you do or what you are. And that's the big, I guess, red pill that you swallow that you get a job. It's pretty rare that you will get valued for your job, you know, if you're good at it, at least. Pretty much. Start. Mal, where do you think the 54 comes from? Oh, damn. That's the lore. You're right. Where does the 54... I thought, like... Honestly, Brice, like, my assumption was that... I kid you not. I thought that you were born in 1954. I thought you were born in 1954. I guess you dodged the wars, but still, that's pretty old, right? 54 is old now, pretty much. I feel a bit sleepy. To be honest, there was something wrong with the pods, so a bunch of them are, well, no use talking about that now. So those are clones. I thought it was your birthday, your birth year. Sorry, your birth year. I thought you were born in 1954 for some reason. That was my lore. But now I know the real lore of the 54. Pretty much. So anyway, let's continue. Screw attack. Opening doors. There are a ton of doors in this game, that's true. I don't think I'm legally allowed to call them clones though. Isn't there some kind of law for clones actually? I think there are laws for clones that you can't really clone people, you know. You can't clone them, and if you do, I guess you get in real shit for it, you know. But I used to remember to read something about laws regarding clones, you know. Law only applies when someone persecutes. Exactly, that's true. That's true. So, regarding the doors, we get blue doors, red doors. Oh, by the way, Brice, aren't you Daltonian? Aren't you Daltonian? I don't remember. There was someone who told me they were Daltonian, but I don't know if it was you, Brice. Are you Daltonian? Or... They call that colorblind in English. Oh, it's not called Daltonian. Really? Let me see. Really? Really? So I was using the wrong word since the start. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Collins Dictionary. Of pertaining to Daltonism. Daltonism. Okay, it works. You don't say Daltonic. I was saying Daltonian, but what's the word? Let me see actually, if I go to Wiktionary right now. It exists, but it's dated. It is dated. Boomer moment. I show my boomer side again. Oh damn, I'm not a boomer. I'm not a boomer. Come on, I'm not. For sure I'm not a boomer, you know. I've met a ton of VTubers that are way older than me. I'm not a boomer. But it's a word, Daltonian. I think colorblind is the most frequently used one, and it has the advantage that people sort of guess what it means. No, you don't do that because Daltonian is a French word. But I mean, it's in here. In English. They use it. Colorians then. Is colorian a word? No, not coloring. Not coloring. Colorian. Oh, it's in Spanish. Colorir. Damn, I'm so bad with the R. To color. Rare. It's a rare word. In Spanish. English is French on steroids. Yes. I mean, English is a lot of things. Isn't English just a mix of random languages like that? Pretty much. It's just a mix, you know. I believe. But it's true that they took a lot of French words and they made it in English, pretty much. Melting pot of bullshit. Exactly. Exactly. It's really this, you know, because in a way, I talked about it before, but for example, in the Japanese language, they have what we call loan words, you know, loan words. In the Japanese language, they like to pick words from other languages, like for example, French words, English words, German words, but those are loan words in the sense that they're just words that they picked to add in their daily language. It's not the base of their language, you know, because the Japanese language is really it follows a certain style, I guess. Maybe that's not the right word to use, but Japanese is Japanese, you know. It's not a mix, you know, pretty much. But they do use loan words from other countries. English is different because English is really, its design to be a melting pot or a mix. William the Conqueror came to the British Isles with his dumb pre-French, and they were all like, okay, this language is shit, and we can't wrap our heads around it, but we can do worse. Pretty much. Like, pretty much, I believe that's how it happens. For sure. I used to have history classes like that regarding the languages. It's been a while, though. It's been a while. But it's indeed interesting to learn about the origin of a language, you know. But some languages are more interesting in that aspect than others. That's for sure. But Daltonian is a word. It's here. It just dated. Alright. So you're colorblind, right? That was a question I was asking. Brice is colorblind. So usually, what are the colors you can distinguish, Brice? I feel like we talked about it before. I think we talked about it before, actually, but what are the colors? So, here's the thing. Stay on this page, okay. Okay. It's not about what colors. It's about finding the difference. That's true. That's true, you know. I have another friend. I have another friend from that I know from before streaming. That is Daltonian too. I mean, colorblind. I don't care. I will say Daltonian. It's a cool word. I like to say Daltonian. I like to say Daltonian, Kuma. If English people don't understand me, I don't care. They have to look it up. It's a real word. It's a real word, Kuma. A real word. Daltonian. Some greens and some yellows, I can tell. Oh, okay. That's pretty funny, by the way. I mean, funny. But, Ladni, are you still here? Are you still here, Ladni? Let me show you. Because... let me show you. I have a picture. If I can't find it. If you put these colors together, I may be able to say one of these is more green than the others. So here, I guess I'd say yellow and orange. Oh, you mean on the doors? So pretty much, this one is blue, this one is red. I mean, it's written, obviously. It is written, so you can see it. But yes, blue, red, green, yellow, metal, so gray, and this one is on the door. But yes, I can see mixing yellow and green. And I'm gonna tell you why right now, because I had a conversation with Latni, I think it was yesterday, I don't remember. We were talking about the types of characters she liked, and we ended up talking about Shih Tzu from Code Geass, an anime then. So I'm pretty sure, Brice, you don't know what the fuck I'm talking about because you're not a weeb, but let me show you. Let me show you. I told her that she liked blonde girls, you know. I told her that she liked blonde girls because I used to say that Shih Tzu is blonde. Why is it showing a feet? Why? Are you serious? What is this? What is this? What is this? Why is it just showing the feet? Are you serious? Wait, Brice, come on. That's not me. That's not me. Come on. I didn't even do it on purpose. I didn't even do it on purpose. I mean, no, not the naked feet. That's... Don't do it. Don't, please. I still don't know how to size a picture accurately, but... The feet, Kuma. So this is Shih Tzu, pretty much. One of the main characters from Code Geass. Funnily enough, some of my friends, especially French friends, they pronounce it Code Geass, you know. But it's not pronounced Code Geass. It's pronounced Code Geass, you know. And people used to joke about it, and they used to say, okay, cod gay ass, cod gay ass, but you shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say that, but that's pretty much how it sounds. But yes, cod gay ass, not cod geese. I mean, they said cod geese, more geese than geese, but it's not cod geese or cod geese. It's cod gay ass, pretty much. Geese is funnier. I guess it is. It is. Because gay ass is a weird word. It's a weird word. So I guess that's why people pronounce it cod geese or cod geese or cod goose or cod whatever, you know, whatever is funnier or sound better. So my friend would say it cod geese. Really? Cod geese? That's the first time I heard it. But actually I have an anecdote regarding that. Just let me see. Fix it like that. So I have an anecdote. In one of the with one of the people from one of my internet friends that I actually met in real life, you know, because sometimes it can happen that I meet with people I know from the internet, especially if they're good friends, you know, because to me it's always cool to meet new people, talk to them. I mean, I like to do that, you know, meeting new people. And we were talking about anime, and he told me about anime he likes, and I told him about anime I liked, and I talked about Code Geass, and then he told me, isn't it Code Geass? And then I told him, no, it's Code Geass, trust me. For sure, it is pronounced Code Geass. And then he couldn't believe me. He said me, oh, you're joking. You're joking, Eureka. That's not true. I always pronounce it Code Geass. Everyone pronounces it Code Geass. Why are you pronouncing it Code Geass? And I told him it's Geass. Look at this. Then I picked my phone. I got to on the internet looking for Code Geass, and I showed him the kana, you know. I showed him the kana of, so the Japanese writing of Code Geass. And I said, I read every kana out loud. And I said, if you read the kana, it's pronounced as Code Geass. Code Geass. Code Geassu, pretty much, you know. Metal Geass Solid. Geass of War. Pretty much. Pretty much. Are you saying sometimes you go out? Do you even touch grass? Oh, damn. I mean, there was a time, Brice. There was a time where I didn't go out a lot. I didn't go out at all. There was a time, I think the longest time I didn't go out was 8 months in a row. Non-stop, 8 months. I had a period where I didn't go out for 8 straight months. I kid you not. And that's why usually I tell people that at some point I used to be a real hikikomori, you know, hikikomori, oh damn, hard to pronounce, but a real hiki, you know, because in Japan, being a hiki is actually defined. There is a definition of a hiki, and being a hiki, you have to be at your home, so not going out, for a streak of 6 months. If it's below 6 months, you're still not considered as a hiki. So there was a point of time where I was literally a hikikomori, pretty much. So I almost did that, but that was depression, burnout triggered by using antidepressant when I didn't know I have ADHD. I mean, usually it's for this type of reasons. Either it's depression or some kind of problem regarding your mental health, or yes, it's usually that, you know. It's usually that, because nowadays I couldn't do it. I'm still kind of like a hiki, in the sense that I don't go out as much as the typical human being would be, but I still go out of my way to go out a lot, actually, you know. Usually, for example, every weekend I go to visit my brother. Sometimes I feel just like going out to take a walk on the park. I just go out, you know. Even if I don't go out for long, I try to go out. because I realized that going out feels nice. It feels nice, and that just staying in the same room for days and days and days and week and month isn't good. It's not. It is not, Kuma. I wouldn't recommend it, for sure. My water. My water, Kuma. So anyway, what's the color of her hair? Pretty much. Brace. If you had to tell me what's the color of Shih Tzu's hair, you would say, look at this. Don't look at the feet. For once, I'm not telling you to look at the feet. I'm telling you to look at the hair, you know. Believe me. The feet was just... It's a random feet, you know. It's a random feet. Don't ask for the feet. I'm asking... And don't ask for the butt either. I'm asking for the hair. So here's the thing about hair color and vision. Tell me about it. What's the color of Shih Tzu's hair? A lot of color vision is deduced from context. Yes, I see what you mean. But to tell you the truth, I thought, I don't know why, but I always considered Shih Tzu as blonde. For me, she's blonde, and when I told that to Ladny told me, but she isn't blonde. She has green hair, and when you look at her, she's right. Her hair is green. It is greenish, you know, a greenish tone, but it's still a mix, like it's green, but it's closer to yellow to me. So that's why I was calling her blonde, you know. For reasoning down to the very optic nerves who work with local contrast, what I'm saying is if you show me yellow or green, or sometimes orange on hair, so my hair, I will automatically say it's yellow, well blonde. So in my case, I am not Daltonian, but I always said that she was blonde. I mean, for me, even unconsciously, because it's not like I was talking to people about how I loved the blonde-haired Shih Tzu, you know, pretty much. But when, like, randomly, when I talked about her to Ladny, because I realized she really liked blonde girls in anime, I told her, you really like blonde girls, you know. You like Nino. Nino is a character from another anime, and Shih Tzu. And then she told me, what? It's only one examples. And then I was confused. I was like, but aren't they both blondes? And then she told me, but Shih Tzu is green. She's green hair. But she's right, but to me it's still blonde. Your hair is orange? Well, okay, I learned something today. Really? Oh my god, really? Look at this. Come on. I mean, look at this. Here. Look at my ahogi. Look at my ears. You look at my bangs. Look at it. It's orange. My right eye, which is my left eye from your point of view, is golden, you know. It is golden, you know. Golden eye. And then I got a blue eye here, you know. Because I have eyes of different colors. But look at my ears. This is the collab I've been waiting for. The collab, what do you mean? Me and Shih Tzu? That's a great collab. I think she's great. But believe it or not, Prince Anime, she's not my favorite, you know. If anything, at first, I wasn't really into Shih Tzu, you know. Like, the first time I watched Code Geass, because it's an anime that I really love and that I watched many times, the first time I watched it, I didn't understand the appeal of Shih Tzu, you know. I couldn't get her appeal, and it was in subsequent rewatchings that I started to love her more. She like I warmed her. Oh damn, my English. It's because I'm sleepy. I warmed up to her pretty much. I would have called you GoldenEye Orange. See, naruhodo, Naruhodo. You can see it here. I mean, the bottom of the pupil is yellowish, and the top is more darker, pretty much. Then my tie is red, and then my boots are red. The insides of my coat is red too. But yes, I guess my model wouldn't be the best for Daltonian people, I assume. But pretty much what I was saying is that for me, Shih Tzu is blonde. It's true that her hair is greenish, but it's still a mix between green and blonde. I don't know if I have an example of green hair. Let me show you. I think I have actually a good example of that. Here, Kuma. To me, this is green. So the character is Draco from Puyo Puyo. To me, this is green, When you put her next to Shih Tzu, to me, Shih Tzu is closer to blonde. And Draco, as you can see her here, she's green hair. That's not hair, that's grass in it. I mean, grass hair, that's true, but you know what I mean, Kuma. Do I have another picture of her? Let me see. The chibi one. The chibi one, Kuma. This is green. When you put her next to Shih Tzu is yellowish, It's green, but it's still close to blonde. Like, I could see people say that Shih Tzu is blonde, but Draco, you would never say that Draco is blonde, And to me, that's the difference. That's why I used to call Shih Tzu blonde. Even though some people, I think a lot of people would tell you she's not blonde, But I guess I'm not good with hair colors, maybe. Maybe that's why. I'm not that good with hair color. Pretty much. I'm still thirsty. Oh, but my water is empty. I think I got another one. Nice too. So yes, colors are hard, colors. Even for people that aren't Daltonian. I had another example, like for example, when I sometimes I go out with my mother, like I go outside with my mother, and she goes to a clothing shop and she shows me stuff, like clothes, and she tells me, "Oh, isn't that blue?" And I tell her, "No, it's black." But she tells me, "No, it's blue. I assure you, it's dark blue." But then I tell my mom, "No, it's black. I see black. I don't see dark blue." And that's weird because it's almost to the point I wonder, am I Daltonian? But I know I'm not. I know I'm not because I used to do the test when I was in school, middle school, high school, and even at uni. I did test for, the typical tests you do when you have to check your eyes and your hearing and stuff. And I never got told that I was Daltonian. Dark blue is a beach, no offense to beaches, yes, I guess it is. But to me, I was telling her, "Mom, it's black. It's not blue." But she was telling me it's blue. And my mother isn't Daltonian either, She's not Daltonian either. So even for real people, I mean, I said real people. I shouldn't say real people, but people that don't have color blindness, it's still tricky to describe a color, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, Kuma. So anyway, that was a lot of talking for doors, but those are all the doors in Super Metroid, and each doors can be broken with a specific weapon. The blue one is just with a beam, red doors is from 5 missiles, or 1 super missile, the green one is with a single super missile, the yellow one is with the super bombs, and the metal doors can only be opened when they are flashing. You can make metal doors flash by defeating certain enemies. So metal doors, you can't break them unless you unlock them, pretty much. And you have the shuttles, you know, the metal poles that can be opened with the buttons, and that's something I learned last time, but the color of the button is actually important. So now that I think about it, maybe Super Metroid isn't the best games for Daltonians to play, because it relies a lot on colors, especially when you want to unlock doors and weapons. The color of the lights above these poles should give you an idea on how to make them move out of the way. Pretty much, Kuma. Pretty much. They make you think everyone is gaslighting you to make fun of you. If you get all the doors and 50 rings, you get to turn into Super Metroid. Really? Is it really like Sonic? Isn't that how it works in Sonic games? But I'm pretty sure there are no rings in Metroids. No rings. No coins either, you know. It's not a coin game or a ring game. And here is the bestiary. So you get the Reaper, the Scree, the Gamer, that's why. Remember those guys? Remember those guys? Here, I make it bigger, Gamer. I don't know if I still have the the other picture. Let me show you. Those are called Gamer. They're not called Zoomer. I don't know why they changed the name. Called Gamer. But why did they change the name? Why? In the first game, they're called Zoomers. And I used to joke about it. I said, I want to kill all Zoomers. Let me kill the Zoomers. Let me do it. I'm gonna kill all fucking Zoomers in this game. Like, I used to say that. But in Super Metroids, they're not Zoomers. Let me show you. So not this one. Here, Zoomer. That's a Zoomer. But Zoomers appear in the original game, in Metroid NES. And to me, I mean, I don't know for you guys, but okay, they're not exactly the same, but still, they're pretty much the same. They're still spiky, they're edgy, they got the horns, they got the weird beetle-like aesthetic. Maybe the only difference is that one has tentacles. The Zoomer has tentacles, and the Gamer has the things here. Not the same. They're pointy. They're pointy, Kuma. Those are tentacles. So not exactly the same, but it's weird that they changed the name, because when you look at the sprites, the sprite is actually quite similar to the one in a Super Metroid, you know? Kuma Kuma. So let me go back to here. The Gamer. They're called Gamer, not Zoomers. Now I know. And the Waver. Waver fly in a wave pattern. Reaper. The armor of these flying creatures is so strong that standard beams cannot beat them. You can actually destroy them with a big-ass missile. With a strong missile, you can destroy them. Pretty much. Then you get the Brainstar enemies. The Rail. The Kakatak. Did I read that well? Kakatak. Is that a... a pun with cactus, cacattack, cactus, a caca cactus, I guess, right? Weird that it's called that way. Cacattack. The well-known gamers generation. I mean, that's a weird name when I think about it. The gamer, you know. I guess that's the kind of name we would use for later generations, I guess. For new generations, because at some point we will have to find a new name for generations, you know. Oh, by the way, Latni, since you're here. Not her, her. I was talking about Shih Tzu. To me, she's blonde. And Brace said she's blonde too. She's blonde, not green. She's blonde, Kuma. I mean, she's greenish, but still. Come on, guys. I compared it with... Again. Let me show it again. Let me show it again, Kuma. You're both Daltonians. Come on! Come on, Kuma. Come on. Please. Latni. Latni Chama, please. Let me show you. Let me show you again. If I can find it again on my folder. To me, this is green. Now it's big. Now it's really big, Kuma. My Draco pick is big. This is green. This is green hair, you know. Draco. And this is still greenish, but to me it's a mix, you know. It's, to me, I would have described it as blonde, but with a greenish undertone. That's exactly how I would describe it, you know. It's blonde, but a greenish undertone. You know how there are different types of blondes? There are different types of blondes, you know. Like sometimes you can be really, really blonde, you know, light blonde. Then you have blonde, and then you have darker blonde. And darker blonde is actually starting to get closer to reddish, you know, a reddish color. For example, my mother, when she was young, she was really blonde, you know, straight blonde. She was a blonde. And then when she got older, her hair started to darken, you know. She's still blonde, but she's not the same type of blonde as she was when she was 8 or 9 years old, you know. So to me, Shih Tzu, I mean, I can see it, it's green, but I could see people calling her blonde, you know. Especially when you put them next to each other, like this. To me, green is Draco. Draco Kentauros from Puyo Puyo. Or another example with the chibi version, as I said. The chibi version, as you can see here. When you put them next to each other, this is green or grass green, you know. Brace said it was grass. And that's true, that's grass, you know, grass colored green. And here it's a mix, you know. I would love her green or blonde, to be honest. I know that, you know. I know that, Ladni, you're into blonde. You're into blonde, Kuma. I know it. Because of Nino. The great Nino, Kuma. The great Nino. By the way, I forgot about the question of the days, guys. Sorry again, my English is a bit clunky today because I feel a bit sleepy. Even though still full of energy, but I feel a bit sleepy, Kuma. But question of the day. The question of the day, Kuma. It's right here. Do you like cream pies? Tell me about it. Tell me about it now, everyone on the chat. Do you like cream pies? You know what I mean. You know, right? Come on. Do they make cream pies in Switzerland, by the way? Because I know there are a lot of variation in a lot of countries, you know. Cream pies. Cream pies, Kuma. Cream pies. Do you know about them? Come on. Come on. It's a classic. It is a staple, Kuma. It is a staple. I feel like of all the desserts you can eat, cream pies is a staple. Oh my god, I'm going to ignore this debate. No, but Brace, come on. We were talking about melon pans, you know, melon pans. We were talking about Dojima roll, which is pretty much a variation of the Swiss roll. And you told me that those are not called Swiss roll. They're just called roll in Switzerland. But cream pie is pretty much a classic dessert. And the dessert is I guess I should show an illustration, maybe, or maybe not, if I have one. Just Google it, type in Swiss cream pie, and turn safe search on or off. But I think I have an example, actually. I think I have an example of cream pies. I think cream pies are good. I like them. Let me see. Let me see, Kuma. Don't show an example on stream. But cream pies are like, they're safe, right? They're safe. They're just cream pies. They are pies with creams, so they're good to eat. I know some people love them, you know. So the example I want to show is... Oh, not this. Oh, come on. What? No, 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 no. No, not this. Not this one. Not this one, Kuma. Not this one. 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 Wait. Wait. Censored. No, no. You didn't see that. You didn't see that. You didn't. Not allowed. That is a cream pie. That is a cream pie. Pretty much. That is the one. I mean, that is an example of a cream pie. That is an example of a cream pie. Then you have this one. That is a cream pie. The one I was talking about. As you can see, that just looks like pie with cream. And then you got these ones. But these ones are peculiar. Aren't those the Swiss ones? You know what? I don't think I've ever seen either of those IRL. Really? But this one is weird, you know. Usually when I think about a cream pie, I think about this. I guess, you know. Also, I do mean either. I see. You told me to Google, oh then, the first one. I guess people didn't saw it. I'm glad you didn't saw it, guys, because... Oh, don't tell me, Ladney. I think it's the delay. Oh my god. Okay, yes, that's the one. Did you saw it, Ladney? You didn't. You didn't saw it, right? Did you saw it or not? I never know with the Twitch delay. I never know it. But this is a cream pie. And this is a cream pie. And I mean, I did a mistake at first, but let me first show. So he told me Swiss cream pie. Oh, don't worry. I mean, come on. Oh, but that's not a cream pie. Swiss cream pie. That's a Swiss roll. When I type Swiss cream pie in Google, I get Swiss rolls. And I get this, but that's really small. Really small. Is that a Swiss cream pie? I mean, to me, it's a basic cream pie, right? A classic. I mean, nothing about it sounds Swiss, I guess. I don't think we have them. I just know about the Swiss rolls, you know. I just know about the Swiss rolls. That's a lot of creams. But, like, you didn't saw it, Ladney, right? You didn't saw the first picture. I hope so. God damn it, Googled it, and I got the blurry pic, for fuck's sake. I mean, in my case, for a Google image search, I have it by default on safe search, you know, with safe search, because since sometimes I'm showing Google on stream, I want to be safe. It's so full of pixels, so weird. Because I mean, by mistake, you know, I got into my cream pie picture. I mean, my cream pie folder, and come on, it's so full of pixels, so weird. I mean, when it's censored, it is. Yeah, but I have DuckDuckGo because I'm weird. Is DuckDuckGo that weird though? I feel like these days people are using DuckDuckGo a lot, you know. Where is it? Where's my I've had it for years. I guess at the beginning, yes. At the beginning, I can understand it as being kind of weird, kind of like how people, when they used Opera at first, you know, they used the Opera browser, and people thought it was a bit weird because what's Opera, you know? What is it? Nobody knows about that. Damn, it's so big now. DuckDuck is great to look for generic things. Can't use for Spanish things. Really? So DuckDuckGo is not good with other languages? I didn't know about that. But I don't use DuckDuckGo that much. But when I typed Swiss cream pie, I got this one too, but this is not a cream pie. This is a roll, actually. This one is a textbook example of a chocolate roll, you know, and a weird fucking roll. I mean, it's not that weird. It's just like there are several ways to make rolls, you know. There are several ways to make rolls. This one, I've seen it. I've seen it in the past, you know. To me, it's not weird. It's a textbook example of weird feelings, you know. I mean, yes. And then I guess I showed... Yeah, I showed this one. And I showed this one. And I showed this one. And I showed... Oh, not this one. Not this one. Not this one, Kuma. Not this one. Not this one. That's not the one I want to show. That's not the one I want to show. Not this one. I mean, that's not the type of cream pie I want to show, guys. But I mean, come on. Why is it in my folder? Why? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, enough about cream pies, guys. Enough about cream pies, because I think I'm getting a bit too risky for it, right? Right? I don't know. I don't know anymore, Kuma. Well, what I was talking about though, I was looking at the bestiary of Super Metroid. Damn, I hope you didn't saw that. Oh, Kraid! Kraid is cool. I think Kraid is cool, actually. I think Kraid is quite cool, you know. I actually like Ridley more, but Kraid is kind of like a Godzilla-type monster to me, if that makes sense. I mean, a weird fat version of a Godzilla type, you know, because he's standing on 2 feet, he's got the big belly, he's got the, you know, the head that kind of reminds me of a kaiju. He's got the pointy hands, like it's pointy, and the horns, and the big red eyes. I mean, it's really an alien kaiju. Is Eureka going to do Ayanami Rei cosplay, but instead of wearing a skin-tight suit, gonna just paint her skin and go outside like that? Eureka says, oh hey, that is a good idea. I love plug suits. I think I told it in the past, because plug suits are really erotic in a way, you know? Because it's weird, in Evangelion, plug suits are really close to the body, you know? Kind of like a swimsuit, but not exactly the same, you know? And I guess that's why some people think it's alludes in a way. Hey look, a pervert is on the TV. I mean, I'm not the only pervert, right? I'm not the only one. You're the one too, Kuma. Well, you see, I mean, who would you say is more perverted between me, Eureka Wainwright, and Borisu? Honestly. How is it going? Are you watching Croc Family Photo Album? I mean, I wasn't. I was talking about cream pies. I was talking about cream pies. Borisu, do you like cream pies? Do you like cream pies? Tell me about it. I don't think I asked you about that before. About cream pies. I like cream pies. Nor fair enemies. Why would you put Eureka on the TV, you pervert? I mean, I feel like some people who are watching me, they are the type. They are the type, Kuma. Oh no, here we go again. But I don't know, I think cream pies are good, you know? It's just like for some reason, I had this in mind since yesterday, you know. And maybe since the day I went out with my mother to eat melon pan and doji marel. I thought about cream pies. So Boris, are they making cream pies in Chile? The Magdalit looks just like me. Oh. Well, I can't even make it bigger. That's like, we don't even have, that's funny, we don't even have an art of the Magdalits, you know. It's just a tiny lava slimes, I guess? Kind of like a slime, but it's not really a slime because it got teeth. It got some kind of weird eye. Don't talk to us about cream pies with your mother, your degen. I mean, we didn't eat cream pies. I mean, come on. Don't take my words out of context, Kuma, please. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm already struggling a lot when I talk to people because I can be really quirky and they think I'm saying a lot of stuff and sometimes they don't even know what the fuck I'm saying. But if you're taking what I'm saying out of context, it's over. It's just over for me, you know? Like, Eureka in context is already wild. So Eureka out of context it's over. It is over. It's over for me. Pretty sure of that. But Boris, you didn't answer. Do you like cream pies? Boris, cream pies. Chilean cream pies. Is that the thing? The Crocomire. I think this one I beat it last time. This one. The midi boss of Norfair. This huge creature has sticky skin and spits plasma balls. When adventurers attempt to fight the Crocomire, it becomes angrier with every blow. Oh, that's the one I had to push. That is the one I had to push into the lava. Latina's cream pies, I mean, I wonder, like, the variation, like about the variations of cream pies. Maybe I should look it up. But I don't want to look on Google. I shouldn't look it up on Google because even though I have the safe search on, you never know. Chilean cream pie. Like, for example, I know that there are really wild desserts in Latin America. Allegedly. Allegedly? What do you mean? What do you mean, Barisu? Do you like them or do you don't like them? The cream pies. Do you like cream pies? That's a question. Multiviola. The fiery multiviola's bounce off walls randomly fly in the face of intruders. I hate bread with avocado. You hate it? Or do you mean you ate it? Because why would you hate a bread with avocado? I think avocado is actually pretty cool. It doesn't taste anything. I mean, avocado, when you eat it just like that, it doesn't taste anything. Oh, ate, I knew it. I was just breathing in. It's because of what the bread did. Naruhodo. I mean, avocado is not the type of thing you would hate. Usually avocado is like either you like it or you're neutral. Because avocado doesn't taste anything, right? It doesn't taste anything. Look at Ridley. That's a cool art of Ridley, by the way. Look at this. Look at Ridley. That's a great art of Ridley, you know. He's red. He's red. Red eyes, red wings, red tail, red everything. And he's scary. I think Ridley is actually scarier than Kraid or Cried. It's because of what the bread did. That damn bread. Coming in here, stealing our jobs. I noticed, Braced, I noticed that you like to tell that something has stolen your job, you know. Whether it is bread, whether it is anything, you know. Like, you would tell me that Nintendo stole your job, Sony stole your job, Sonic stole your job. It's always about stealing your job for some reason, you know. Maridia enemies. I think I never went to Maridia yet, you know. So you get the Skultara, you get the Moktroids. What is that? It's kind of like a variation of the Metroid. The problem with cream pies is years later your ex appears with a random ass kid saying it's named after his dad. Come on, Steven, stay high. Steven? Do they call people Steven in Chile? That's not a Chilean name, right? That's not a Spanish name. Steven? They would call him Esteban, I guess. Isn't Esteban a Chilean word? Come on, Steven, stay high. And you're like, who the fuck is Steven? I didn't even want to talk to you. Damn, I know. Like, Boris, you're talking about this. Let's be real. You're talking about this, right? You're talking about this. Tell me, I know you're talking about this, but that's not what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about this type of cream pies, you know. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this. This is a cream pie. This is a cream pie, you know. I don't know why I had the other image on my folder, but this is a cream pie. I'm not talking about the other type of cream pies, you know. This is a classic cream pie, or as I said, those are cream pies too, even though they're the weird types, because to me they look more like cookies. They look more like cookies, but I'm not talking about the... you know what I mean. I'm not talking about that. This is not for you. This is censored. Eureka censored, guys. I'm talking about this. This one. Pretty much. Dragon. Nani? That's a funny name. The dragon has an armor-like hard shell, which gives it a lot of defensive strength. A hard shell. But why is it called dragon? I like her. She cute. Who? Who's cute? Dragon? I guess people have different tastes. You know? I mean, I wouldn't call dragon cute, in a way. The ouch. Oh. You're talking about this. The spiky thing. Spiky helmet. Kind of like he's wearing a spiky helmet. I guess it's a cute spiky blobs. In a way. And then you get the wrecked ship enemies. You get the Cavern, which were kind of like ghosts, you know. I remember they were following me in the ship. Work robots. I don't remember them. But Phantoon is the boss I beat. Spiky things equal torpedo tits. I'm thinking. Spiky things, torpedo tits. That's not usually how I would describe them, spiky things. That's not. Is that a torpedo tit? That's not it, right? Work robot. Aren't those the robots from the Jetsons? There are work robots in the Jetsons, right? Now, I'm talking about the boomer things, you know. Do you know about the Jetsons? There is a robot in the Jetsons that is part of the family. She's a cleaning robot, you know. She's wearing the maid outfit and doing the stuff for the people. I know about the idea of the Jetsons. No, Brice, come on. You know about the Jetsons, Brice. You know about the Jetsons. Don't tell me you don't know. Because if you don't know about the Jetsons, you will make people think that I am older than you. And I'm not. I am not. I am younger than you all, guys. You all. Everyone in the chat. I am the youngest. I am the youngest, Kuma. It's just like I like to watch older things. Older cartoons. I saw a movie where the Flintstones travel to the future to fight the Jetsons. There was a crossovers, yes, because both are Hanna-Barbera cartoons, for sure. Now, it was on the channels I wasn't allowed to watch. Cartoon Network, that's true. It was, I mean, pretty much what happened with Hanna-Barbera cartoons. If I'm not mistaken, Cartoon Network, when it was founded, the owner bought all the Hanna-Barbera library, you know. So they bought the Flintstones, Jetsons, Top Cats, and the like, you know, all the Hanna-Barbera cartoons. That's why usually you could watch them on Cartoon Network. Cream pie. Do you like cream pies? I love cream pies. I'm all about cream pies. Space Pirates. Zebesians. That's a weird names. What is the consensus on Top Cat? Top Cat is... I think it's good. It's one of the better Hanna-Barbera cartoons in the sense that Top Cat is a recognizable character and is really iconic. He used to appear in some ads. If you were in America, they made ads with Top Cats actually. And I know there is a pretty iconic ad with Top Cat and his friends, because he has a bunch of friends. So Top Cat isn't the best or most iconic Hanna-Barbera cartoons, but if I had to do a tier list, and it could be interesting to make a tier list of Hanna-Barbera productions in the future, I would put Top Cat in the higher tiers, you know, personally. Comparatively, that's a hard word to pronounce. Hong Kong Phooey. Do you know about Hong Kong Phooey? I think Hong Kong Phooey is pretty good too, but it was really a short series. It was really short, and because of that, there is not a lot of things to say about Hong Kong Phooey, you know. I don't want to sound like a MAGA supporter, but I hate all these aliens. I want to kill them. I want to kill all of those Zoomers, you know, and those aliens. I'm gonna kill them. Kill them all. I mean, in the game. Again, don't take it out of context. I'm begging you. I'm begging you guys. Not out of context, please. Space Pirates, the Key Hunters. These creatures are pirates from another galactic system who helped rebuild Zebes. When they lose their wings, they spit powerful acid. That was the bestiary, pretty much. Floating life forms, Metroids. I like how you can see a lot on this art, you know. On the inside of the Metroids, you know. Anatomically, it's really interesting, and I think it's a really cool design, you know. It is a really cool design. It's a loot design. No, it's not loot. Not loot. Cool. Not loot. Loot would be this, Barisu. This would be loot. Here, right here. This is loot. This is loot. The Metroid isn't. The Metroid is more... Actually, is kind of look like a blob, you know. And we learned that at the end of Metroid 2, Samus kind of like adopted a baby Metroid as a baby, you know, because it was cute. Is that the meme of the day? What a spoiler. It's a meme. It's a meme. It's a meme. I mean, I did a mistake. I wanted to show cream pie, but that's not the type of cream pies I was talking about, Barisu, you know. It's not. It is not. I'm talking about, again, this is a cream pie. By the way, let me add it, so you know the difference. That is not the same. That is not the same. Spelling. Spelling, guys. The spelling is important. That is not the same. As I said, this is not the same as this. Pretty much, Kuma. Not the same. It is not the same. I hope you learned something today, by the way, with me. So anyway, I was talking about Metroids. It is said that Metroid are life forms created by an ancient civilization. Metroids engulf living creatures and absorb their energy. They are very intelligent and quick to reproduce. Okay, this part is a bit lewd, but I mean, everyone reproduces, right? Wait, spelling, I've been writing both the same. I mean, it's not the same, you know. If anything, I think the lore is that in order to distinguish the cream pie, the foods, and the lewd variation of cream pie, so the single word, they wrote it like this, cream pie. That way, if you looked for the tag in porn websites, you would find it easily. And if you type it on Google, I think it makes actually the distinction between cream pie and cream pie, pretty much. I'm good at spelling, by the way. You will encounter many strange creatures that were not introduced in the previous pages. So there are some of them that they don't show you, to not spoil you, sorry. A few creatures offer hints on using various techniques. Watch the gameplay demonstration following the title screen for more clues on using Samus' hidden powers. Make it short and sweet. There are several different ending sequences for the game. I think that's also what's pretty cool about Metroid. The endings concept, yes, exactly. It was already here in the original Metroid game, you know. In Metroid 1, you could have different endings depending on how quick you complete the game. I like this concept. The sequence that you see depends on the amount of time that you log on the planet. A shorter time results in a better ending, so you have to be good at speedrunning. Pretty much. That's it. That was the game manual. Actually, that was really informative, you know. And again, what I like about it is also the map. Here. If it's loading. Why isn't it loading? Okay, here. The map. I like the map, you know. I like that there is a simple version of the map in those game manuals. なるほどね. Okay. I actually stayed a longer time than expected on the game manual, but it's fun to read about it. And I was really having a Eureka moment, really. With cream pies, but I like cream pies. Why don't you believe me? I like cream pies. Cream pies are nice. So let's start the game. I think I will only play it for a bit, because today it was mostly about talking a bit, checking the game manual, and having a bit of chit-chat, but that was nice. I will just have to close this. And I guess I can stop these two. Okay. Right here. Let's go. Gonna play a little bit. Nice too. Oh, I have to connect my controller. Just let me get my cable again. That is the baby at the center, by the way. That is the baby. And that's such a cool looking ship. Let me show the demo. Let me see the demo for a bit. Because that's also what you had in older retro games. You had a demo here. And it's pretty funny because usually what happened in the demo is not always what you would do in the game. Like, it feels like someone that is still struggling with playing the game. Just doing basic stuff. Okay, here it shows you how to break a red door with the missiles. How to jump. How to shoot. Oh, holding the shot button. I don't have the power up yet, this one. My controller. Remember to sing the intro music. Singing, there are no lyrics, I guess. I guess there are no lyrics. I mean, let me think. Let me think. Cream. Cream pie. Cream. Cream. Pie. I guess. That could work like that. It's not a game about cream pies though, but come on. Let's start. And that's the thing. You can see it, it shows you the zone. That's what I read in the game manual. It shows you the zone you saved. So you see the zones you've unlocked to, you know. Like, I unlocked Crateria, Brainstar, Norfair, and the Wrecked Ship. Pretty much. Let's go. I wanted to jump above it. I shouldn't forget that now I have this. The X-ray. It's good if you want to find secret styles to break. And so regarding my... Okay, I don't have the plasma yet. That's the thing, I don't have the plasma yet, so I don't need to worry about combining them. What did I write in my notepad again? So I said you can't combine Spazzer and plasma, and Wave Beam has a piercing effect. The piercing effect of Wave Beam can be useful. So let me just put my chat in here. So it's still waving, in a way. Like here. With the X-ray I can see the ties that can be broken. Which is quite useful, actually. I wonder if I can get hit by those. Okay, I can. Like, they are weird. Yes, you can destroy them. And this is locked. Nice. Oh, is that the Metroid on the screen? There's some kind of monster on the screen, but I think it's a Metroid, the way it looks. It's a Metroid, Kuma. Nice. Oh, I don't like the sound. Oh, I'm outside. I'm actually outside. There was the other door too. Let me come back. Because I think I unlocked the other door too. But I have to beat them again. Because it unlocks when you beat all the enemies. Like this. I should pay attention to my energy though, just in case. Oh, nani? Okay, I don't like the sound of that because... Let's wait, I don't want to get hit. Oh, it's true that I could run if I disable that. Oh, the robots! The robots! Nani? I use a big bomb, it doesn't work. They can't be destroyed. Weird. Weird robots, they're buff. At least I got a missile upgrade. That's useful, always useful, Kuma. But now, does it mean... No, I haven't finished to explore. Hello, you Borg. I am part Borg and part Kuma, pretty much. Part Borg, part Kuma, and part human. Look at those robots. They can't be destroyed, even if you use the big bomb. They're solid. By the way, Volios, do you like cream pies? I mean, you know what is a cream pie, right? Cream pies. I was talking about dessert because last time I've been eating a melon pan and dojima roll and they're really cool. And I ended up thinking about cream pies these last few days. So I do wonder, are you the cream pie type? Do you like cream pies? Tell me about it. And oh my god, I shouldn't die. I shouldn't die. I kinda wonder, I kinda wanna heal, but... I wanna heal. I don't think I've had one. Do you know what a cream pie is, by the way? I had pies with cream. Isn't that the same thing? Or maybe you mean a a classic pie, and you just put cream outside it? But not only cream, I mean... Oh, okay, I think I see what you mean. Because I guess there are cream pies and there are pies with creams. Because cream pies, the cream is one of the main ingredients. Like a fruit pie, but with cream. Oh, I see what you mean. When I'm thinking about cream pies, I'm thinking about this. No, not this. Mistake. I'm talking about this one. The other one, forget about it. You shouldn't see that. This is a cream pie. Kuma. This is the one. Or this. I should have named my stream Eureka talking about cream pies. This is a cream pie. And this, I didn't know about that. Those are called cream pies too, for some reason. I like apple pies, but I like lemon pies more. But to me, the classic cream pie is this. This is not a cream pie. This is not a cream pie. This is a cream pie, you know. This, like the previous one, is cream pie, but without the space. I shouldn't show it. This one. This is a classic cream pie, Kuma. This is the one. Not the same. I put it in the question, you know. Spelling, guys. The spelling is important. I say it all the time. Okay, it was here. Oh, it's still closed. I think I wanna get my life back actually, because I could die. Gormless. It's not my fault. I had a folder because I was looking for a cream pies picture before the stream, and I had a ton of picture in that folder. And for some reason, don't ask me why, don't ask me how it happened, because I don't know how or when it happened, but amongst all of those pictures, this one appeared. For some reason. I guess it's magic. Maybe it's magic, you know. But it's not a good picture because a cream pie is not the same as a cream pie, you know. It's pronounced the same way, but it's not written the same, if that makes sense. It's not the same. Very weird, yes, very, very weird, that's for sure. I don't know how it happened, but you know, with Windows, you never know, you know. Sometimes Windows will do weird shit to your computer. It's true that I have. Oh, look at this. I found it. Here. Another missile upgrade, that's cool. I'm stuck here. Oh, and then I'm going down. Perfect. I just want to go actually. Yes, I don't know where's the. Maybe I could take this elevator first. Because before going back to the wrecked ship. Before I go back to the wrecked ship, I'd like to get my life back, if possible. Oh, I got confused. I thought I was already next to the ship, but actually I'm not. That is the ship part. So here I have to run. Okay, I have to get a bit more. Do you keep your running speed if I do it this way? Let me try. You do. It does save when you're going through doors. It does save your momentum. Oh, but I skipped it. I don't think I'm going the right way. I should have went down to the other side, not this one. No, I don't even know if I can go back up. Probably this way. Dodging the zoomers. Actually, they're not called zoomers, they're called geemer, right? Was it geemer or geezer? I guess I will call them geezers. They're geezers, not zoomers, because we were looking at the game manual at the start of the stream, and for some reason it took me 2 hours to read the manual because I was yapping a lot, but I was looking through the enemies on the bestiary, and now I'm sure the spiky enemies on Super Metroid, they're not called zoomers. They're not. They're called a geemer, I think. Geemer, but I will call them geezers. They're geezers. Nice too. I hope it was here. The room where I can get my energy back. Okay, it's here. I have to go right, and then I have to go all the way down. I guess I could have picked the other elevator to go here. No, the other side. Why did I went down? That was a mistake. Here. The geezers. Nani? Don't tell me that... Oh, okay, but... So how do I go there? Don't tell me that I picked the wrong... I think I picked the wrong elevator. This game is really... It's a maze. It is a maze. Okay, not this one. I wanted to run. Going up again. It's so easy to get lost in this game, even with a map. So imagine playing this game without a map. Maybe some people do that. I think, right? Even though if you press start, like even if I leave it on that screen and I press start, I get to the map. But I wouldn't be surprised if they were mods of Super Metroid without a map. So the old-fashioned way, you know? Like you have to do it yourself, or you have to find your way without getting lost. Oh damn, don't get hit. I just wanted to find the room with the energy, but now I'm losing more life because I picked the wrong elevator. You'll need a notebook to write the map square by square. Yes, that's what I plan to do with the original Metroid, by the way. Because the original Metroid doesn't have... Oh, those guys are annoying. The original Metroid doesn't have a map. It doesn't have a map system. And I don't want to follow a guide to beat it, you know. I want to do it the old-fashioned way. Which means doing the map yourself. Because I tried at first to do it by memory, but what's really tricky about Metroid 1 is that some of the rooms are actually quite similar, you know. Some of the rooms, they look exactly the same, but they're not the same room. And because of that, it's really hard to memorize them, because your brain gets confused. You're getting confused because of that. Because the fact that some rooms start the same way. Not here. I think it was... Yes, it was all the... Nani? Which one did I pick again? No, I picked that one. I think it was all the way here, actually. All the way here. I think it's fun, the idea of making your own map. By the way. So it was here, right? Nani? What? So you can't go up from here? That is so confusing. You know what? I'm going back to the ship. I'm going back to the ship because I don't even know how to go back to that other place. And I guess I could get back my energy by killing some enemies. Was it? Well... Nope. How did I do it again? All right. Oh damn! I couldn't grab. I couldn't grab. Oh my god! I failed. It's a bit tricky. It kind of reminds me of the way you swing your whip in Castlevania 4. It's not always easy to do, you know. Because you have to time it. And it breaks. Oh my god, I'm so bad at this. It breaks. It breaks, Kuma. It's breaking. Okay, this time I get it. I don't know if it was a good choice to go below. I think I should have went up again. Unless there is a way to... Oh no, I think you can do it. Can you climb those ladders? Okay, they're not really ladders. Yes, they're not ladders. As I said, the water is kinda like your kryptonite in Metroid. You're not losing life, but your abilities are nerfed. You can't jump as high, you can't use some of your powers, and you get really slow. Oh, here, that's the one. Oh my god. Oh my god, no. Oh, that was high. Don't do that. Not too high, please. Oh, and here I remember those guys. You can grab those guys. Nice. Okay, I went back. All of this just to go back. Yes, I'd like to go down, actually. Is there a thing to break in the save room? There could be. Nope, nothing. I really think the save rooms are usually... You can't do anything else besides saving. I believe. So probably here. Oh, what are those things? Weird. They're like, oh my god. Can I jump? I can't. So how do I do it? Maybe I should raise them, but... Or what if I use my... Nope. That's not what I wanted to do. Oh. Okay. How do I do it? Like, you can't break anything, it seems like? Yeah, nothing? There's nothing up. Because of the water, look at this. Why Samus can't grab just the thing, you know, the border? She could grab the border. I think she's really strong, actually, but the game doesn't want you to do that. Even if you do the spin jump, you don't jump higher because of the water. Nope. So is there something? Okay, there is down. I can go to the left. If I go down. I guess here. Nice too. And then here. Naruhodo ne. What? What? Was he moving while I was checking my map? Those robots are... You can't kill them. They're buffed. Oh my god. Look at my life. Okay, 17. That's good. That is better. Oh, the map station. So I haven't found it before. That's interesting. I thought I had it. So now you can see... Oh, there's a secret place upstairs. Like the blue rooms on the north of where am I right now? The rooms on the east, because of the water, I can't access them. So I guess I will go up north. Oh. Is camping. I wonder if you can break them while running. Let me try. Let me just try to kill that guy first. And I will run from here. Oh, it's... Okay, it blocks you. It blocks you anyway. I guess I can't really try it. Nice too. Just give me some more life points. I need to heal. Even higher. Let's go higher. Easy. So it should be around here. Oh, don't rush at me like that. Please don't. Don't do it. And here, if I open this door, I just go outside. Nope. What? They're spitting. They're spitting things. Nothing breakable. Weird. Why is that? Spitting facts. Yes, exactly. They're just spitting. They're spitting. That's confusing in a way. Because I don't know how to access this part then. Maybe I should go out again. Like here. And then go here. Nope. It's not here either. So it means either I should come from the other side, or for some reason I can't find breakable walls here. Oh, he's speed again. He speeds. He's a speeder. Come on. Can I destroy those things? Like, what if I use... Nope. What if I use... Wait, what? Did he really survive that? I used a big-ass bomb and he was still alive at the end. Nani? Why are those monsters so buff now? Those aliens. Yes, I think I can't go farther than that. Nope. Okay, I guess I will go outside again. I guess there's nothing else to be down here, you know. Maybe I should eventually get the gravity suit that will let me move better in the water, because there's a room that I can't really access for now, because I can't jump high in the water. And if I want to jump higher in the water, I need the gravity suit, and I don't have it yet. Looks like it's from the other side. It could be. It could be indeed. Is there something down here? Oh, okay, there is a room here. Did I find it just like this? I did. That's so weird. It doesn't show you the room. I mean the doors. I found it. Oh. Nani? Okay. So I guess it's here. No, not here. Not here. What? Does it mean I should go outside again? Maybe I should go outside and find another door, because here, like I tried it, I can even try that type of bomb. Yes, there's nothing breakable. Here there is a breakable... oh, but you came from... Weird. Why is there a running tile here? Oh, and here it's... That's weird. This game is really a puzzle. In a way. So let's say if I go out again. If I look at the map, there's still this place here, but I think if I go down... okay. Oh. Oh, but it's still stuck. I can't break that either. Right? Or am I tripping again? I think I should find a way to go here. Okay. Also, it's a room inside. I mean, it's a room outside. From outside the zone. It's going up. Okay, I think I found it. I found it, guys. It was kind of like a puzzle. Nice. And there is still something below. So there is a last room, I guess, that I can access from below. Nice too. I guess I will try to do it like this. What? Why didn't it? It didn't grab. Okay. And then here I will try to do a big ass. Oh, uh-oh. Please. Okay, I saved it. Those ones are breakables, you know, the one that has tiny cracks inside. What? Nani? Is that a bait? Isn't there supposed to be an item here? Don't tell me it's a bait. I can't believe it, it's a bait. Where's the item? Where is it? Who stole it? Like those Chozo statues, because those guys are called Chozos. They're birds, but they're called Chozos, apparently. This is something I learned in the manual, by the way, when I was reading earlier. They hold items to give you powers. And I know for sure I never went inside this room. So it means someone stole it. But why is there, like, there is a square? That's so confusing. What if I use a bomb? What? Nani? I wasn't expecting that at all. I did it really randomly. Oh my god. I wonder if some people got stuck here. I really wonder if some people got stuck here, because that's such a random interaction, you know. Like really, for some, I just went into this because I wanted to use a bomb, but free elevators, yes. That's interesting. And the item is here. Finally, the gravity suit, nice. Now I will be able to jump in the water. Oh, that's so cool, look at this. I got the purple suit now. What I love about this game is there are some interactions, they're so... you don't expect that. I didn't expect that at all. That's so cool. Oh, and you can't go from outside, so the only way for you... oh, look at this, look at my jumps now. Look at how high my jumps are now. I can jump from the water to the platform. Before, if you don't have the gravity jump, this is your jump, pretty much. If you don't have the gravity suit, I mean, I can even remove it to show you guys. If I remove the gravity suit, so I get back to the orange one and start, like, look at my speeds. And look at my jump. The higher I can jump is this, but really slow, you know. So slow, but when I put it... it's like I'm walking on the normal field, you know. And I can even run. That's such a big upgrade. That's cool. Nice. So, as I said, I guess I can go back. Nice Zora suit. Pretty much. Pretty much, Kuma. No, I'm a fish. I'm a fish. The water is my natural habitat. So let's save first. I'm a fish, Kuma. Which means... that I can do this. I couldn't jump without the gravity suit. You can't even jump that. You can't even jump above that. What? Why did I get hit right away? That was cheating. Oh my god. Don't die. Don't die. Okay, I'm dead. But I saved. I don't care. I saved. I wasn't expecting that. I don't care though, because I saved. They're cheating. But I wish I could find another room to refill my energy, because now I'm really close to empty. Like my squares are empty. Okay, now go left to not get hit. Like this. Oh my god. Okay, here I really brute forced it, you know. I rushed. I really hope we won't get close to a boss, by the way. Are you kidding me? I got hit here. Okay, so I can go up here. Oh, I'm not... That's big. So I'm outside again. And there is a elevator to get to Maridia, so I assume it's a new zone. Before doing that though, I want to see if I can break this. Weird, there's nothing else. Oh, okay. One, two, three, four, five. Oh, it's for an item. I hope I won't die though. Oh, nice. Okay, it's not a power-up, but I think I will get refilled, right? Oh, kids game. But that's cool. So when you get an energy upgrade, it refills everything, you know. You get maximum energy. That's cool. That's exactly what I was looking for. Nice-oo. Can I get down though? What did... Why did I do that? Oh my god, why did I do that? I was too curious. Curiosity killed the cat. Well, at least I still get a ton of energy left, so it's not like I care, but I like it. Oh, don't get hit. Don't tell me I'm going to lose all my life again. Typical Eureka moment. Let's go here. I think at the next save room, I could stop for today. I will see. I did some progression, even though today we mostly read the game manual and I had a fun chat about cream pies, you know. My new favorite subject, but that was fun. I like talking, Kuma. I wonder though, can I make this jump? I think I can, if I do it this way, right? I just have to do it not like this, like this. Like you can change the direction of your jump quite easily in this game. Which wasn't really the case in the first Metroid, by the way. Nice. Okay, there's still a jumper here. Oh, he disappeared. What a bully. Can I just... I feel like it's wasting weapons. I mean ammo. Nice. I do wonder if there's still secret stuff. Oh! How do I go here though? Can I go it from here? Maybe if I do a bomb jump? Oh, I missed it. I know with the bombs you can actually manipulate a ton of things. Oh, what are those crabs? Oh, I was close. I was close. But now the crab is going to... Okay, I killed it. That's a bit tricky. And I don't have enough momentum. But do I really care to do that? I could go this way too. I could go through the water too. Oh. So this way I go up. And then you can go all the way here, go down. Okay, so that's the room. I feel like there could be a power-up upstairs, right? There could be some kind of secret upgrade here, like a missile upgrade or something like that. So that could be interesting to come back later, but... Can I come back right now? If I want to take it before going here? I think you can't, because those blocks, you know those type of blocks here, those ones, they're called full blocks, you know. I think something like full blocks or free full blocks. And the rule in Metroid is when you see those blocks and step on them, they're only breakable from above them, you know. You have to step on them and they're breakable, but you can't break them like this, for example. You can't do that. Unfortunately. So it means that I'm stuck here. I mean, I can't go back unless I go the other way. Oh, there's this though. Oh, actually I can. I found this. I think I found it. Okay, there's nothing else. Disappointing, Kuma. I thought there was a secret. At least I looked at it. No secret, Kuma. Nothing. Okay, not here. That was here. Nice. Okay. And the yellow ones, I think, are those, right? Perfect. I remembered. Yes, I think there are some places it's not worth it to use the X-ray, you know. Good. Let's see if I can find a save room now to save my game. The music. I like it. It's eerie music. I found it nice. Okay. Save completed. I did it. I did some progress. That was cool. Even though, again, I mostly talked about the game manual at first and talking about cream pies, but that was fun. I wanted to check the manual. Actually, that's something that I won't forget for later games, especially retro games. I think it's really interesting to just check the manual at first, you know, to look at cool arts and some secrets, some strats. I think it's cool. That's really something I used to do with games back in the day, back when they're used to make, you know, the paper manuals, because nowadays you get to game a physical edition of a game, like whether it is a Switch game or PS5 or Xbox, there's nothing inside. Sometimes there's not even a game. Like now you can buy games, like physical games, but they're not physicals. You open the box and there's only a code inside. And to me, that was always a weird thing, because they're spending money to make the boxes. So with the plastic and stuff, they're wasting money to make the boxes, and there's only a code inside, you know. I think that's a bit lame, Kuma. The EA box, yes, right. But now it really feels that everyone is starting to doing that, you know. Like you open the box and there is a code. And to me, that's weird. That's really weird, you know. That's a weird concept. I can understand it for PC games. You know, back in the day, back in the 2000s, mid-2000s, if you went to a shop to buy games, you know, like electronics shop or game shop, they were PC games, and the PC games, they were CDs, but some of them were codes, you know, because PC games, you know, especially that PC games were the first to go digital, you know. But for console games, especially if they have a drive, like the PS5 drive or PS4 back then, or the Switch cartridge slot, it is a bit weird to make like games with the box, but inside of it, you just have a code. To me, it doesn't make sense. All right, today I want to thank, Latni Chama, as always. I hope you enjoyed the stream, by the way, Latni, especially since I was talking about cream pies. I want to thank Prince Anime, Volios, Bodoke, Brace too, and I don't know if I forgot anyone else. If I forgot someone, I apologize. I know that Ladni, when she saw that I started talking about cream pies, she was like, "Don't tell me you're going to do it, Eureka. Why? Stop doing it right now. Why are you talking about cream pies? Why? I can't even watch your stream and like not hearing you talking about cream pies. I mean, not those ones. Those ones. Those ones. I am so unhinged, guys. Like really. But yes, that was fun. Anyway. So thank you, guys. I'm gonna be back tomorrow for I don't think I will play Metroid. I actually want to do another chit chat stream, but this time we will talk maybe about the Nintendo Switch, you know, because I wanted to talk about the Nintendo Switch 2 that is going to release soon and everything that is wrong with it, you know. I want to talk about everything that is wrong with it and maybe convince you to not buy it. Who knows? Stop, Eureka. You're going too far. Stop. Anyway, guys, always a pleasure to see you. I hope you're having a nice day, a nice evening, and I'm going to see you tomorrow around the same time. So bye-bye, everyone. Otsu Eureka. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.